Internal control is a process effected by the board of directors, senior management, and all levels of personnel. It operates continually at all levels within the bank. Board of Directors and senior management responsible for establishing the appropriate culture to facilitate an effective internal control process and for continually monitoring its effectiveness. The objectives are efficiency and effectiveness of operation, reliability and completeness of financial and management information, compliance with applicable laws and regulations. Management oversight and the control culture. Principle 1. Board of Directors. Approving strategies and policies. Understanding the risk run by bank, setting acceptable levels for the risk, ensuring senior management monitor the effectiveness of this system. Principle 2. Senior management. Implement strategies approved by the board of directors, setting appropriate internal control policy, monitor the effectiveness of this system. Principle 3. Control culture. Board of Directors and senior management are responsible for promoting high ethical and integrity standards, establishing a culture within the organization that emphasizes and demonstrates to all levels of personnel the importance of this system. Risk recognition and assessment. Principle 4. Senior management should ensure that the internal and external factors that could affect the achievement of the bank's objectives are being identified and evaluated. Example, credit risk, market risk, legal risk. Principle 5. Senior management should ensure the risks that affecting the achievement are continually being evaluated. Internal controls may need to be revised to address any new or previously uncontrolled risks. Control activities and segregation of duties. Principle 6. Senior management should set up an appropriate control structure to ensure effective internal controls, defining the control activities at every business level. Should include top-level reviews, appropriate activity controls for different departments, a system of approvals and authorization, and a system of verification and reconciliation. Principle 7. Senior management should ensure that there is appropriate segregation of duties and that personnel are not assigned conflicting responsibilities. Areas of potential conflicts of interest should be identified, minimized, and carefully monitored. Information and communication. Principle 8. Senior management should ensure that there are adequate and comprehensive internal financial, operational, and compliance data, as well as external market information about events and conditions that are relevant to decision making. Information should be reliable, timely, accessible, and provided in a consistent format. Principle 9. Senior management should establish effective channels of communication to ensure that all staff are fully aware of policies and procedures affecting their duties and responsibilities, and that other relevant information is reaching the appropriate personnel. Principle 10. Senior management must ensure that there are appropriate information systems in place that cover all activities of the bank. These include those that hold and use data in an electronic form must be secure and periodically tested. Monitoring activities and correcting deficiencies. Principle 11. Senior management should continually monitor the overall effectiveness of the bank's internal controls in helping to achieve the organization objective. Monitoring of key risks should be daily and should include separate evaluation as required. Principle 12. There should be effective and comprehensive internal audit of the internal control system carried out by appropriately trained and competent staff. Internal audit should report directly to the Board of Directors or its committee and to senior management. Principle 13. Identify internal control deficiencies should be reported in a timely manner to the appropriate management level and addressed promptly. Material internal control deficiencies should be reported to senior management and the Board of Directors. The evaluation of internal control system by supervisory authorities. Principle 14. Supervisors should require that all banks, regardless of size, have an effective system of internal controls that is consistent with the nature, complexity, and risk of their on and off balance sheet activities and risks that respond to change in the bank environment and condition. Whenever the supervisor determines that a bank internal control system is not adequate, for example, does not cover all of the principles contained in this document, they should take action. The rules and responsibilities of external auditor. Discussion with management and recommendation for improvement to internal control system. Provide important feedback on the effectiveness of the system. To give opinion on or to certify the annual accounts of a bank, they must choose whether to rely on the effectiveness of the bank internal control system. Conduct an evaluation of the internal control system in order to assess the extent to which they can rely on the system in determining the nature, timing, and scope of their own audit procedure. Provide a specific assessment of the scope, adequacy, and effectiveness of a bank internal control system, including the internal audit system.